Katie Miller's resume. Uh-uh. No. Steve Bannon. Don't you got a podcast? Any minute you spend on your podcast that ain't about surviving Steve Bannon is wasted. Is there anyone in DC Katie Miller hasn't? Hey, dog. Yeah, sign me up.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
No, that didn't. No, stop that. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video, and salute to everybody supporting the channel over at thepeoplesgetup.com. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
Katie's point, we have a crisis that's causing our fertility rate to drop below 1.5. The replacement rate is 2.1. So,
hey, MAGA. I need to know which one of y'all donated MAGA family values to Salvation Army, because it's just looking decrepit. I seen it down there. I didn't want to admit this. I seen it down there at Salvation Army, all your family values. It had all the tags on it. It done been marked down 4 or 5 times. Even Salvation Army had to put it out on the curb. They said, please take it. No, because it's bringing down the value of our property.
With your former father-in-law's story today about your daughter and the little blue bunny doll that she cannot sleep without. If it's true, that sounds like emotionally abusive behavior toward a toddler to refuse to give it to her when she can't sleep without it.
Jake, I would agree that if that were true, that would be incredibly disturbing and that the senator would be right. However, he has taken 2 years to publicly acknowledge for me to resign from my seat. Why is that, Jake? If he truly believed, like, I'm a father to a 2.5-year-old daughter, I believe that you're also a father to children. And I don't know if you're actually a father to a daughter. But what I can tell you is, well, Jake, then what I can tell you is that if my daughter came to me and she said, my ex-husband did X, Y, and Z, and then I waited because I was nervous that a political live stream was going to expose a deeply impersonal, embarrassing matter to the senator for him to take that action. Sadly, this has nothing to do with my daughter, Jake, and that's what this entire thing is about. This is nothing more than an individual who's being politically vindictive and talking about a blue bunny when I have text messages I can show you from our parent coordinator, who is a mandatory court reporter, who said that Mr. Moreno would be coming over my home, and then another individual came who I don't know.
Well, first of all,
actually, that wasn't even the reason why I went to that one. No, scroll up. Okay, I'll expose it, Bernie Moreno, so your son-in-law, who's a monster, can shut his abusive, narcissistic face up, and there's no blackmail. You are a homosexual. Wow. You realized this when you were late in life, and that's okay. Your son-in-law is a violent, abusive narcissist who will continue to hurt your granddaughter and your daughter. You also like leather, according to my friend Jen, who runs a service. He was real helpful before the leather part. The leather part was just, that was unnecessary, but yet necessary at the same time. Now, I recognize that name. Ain't that the same guy that was talking about Scott Jennings? Chef Joe Guerra just dropped a bombshell on X claiming CNN's Scott Jennings is bi, and that Trump allegedly blackmailed him over years ago in the NYC art scene. Let's see, we got him putting on makeup there. Scott Jennings is a liar. He was a liberal Republican and hitched his wagon to his orange master because Trump blackmailed him, and there's money there. He's a Republican, always has been, but his shtick now on being Christian and right-wing is absolutely bollocks. He's a center-right mainstream person who is bi. No shame in that. That I can't say because I don't know, but I can say he had an excursion with a relatively prominent gay actor. Hey, Chef Joe, you got any more tea in that pot? Breaking exposed, a chef alleges that his busboy saw MAGA Senator Josh Hawley making out with a male escort behind a building. This is a married man with children. Let's see, he tweeted, maybe we should ask Carlos, not a pseudonym, the busboy, who saw you kissing your strong date from that agency when he was taking out the trash behind the property about your integrity, Josh. You know, the guy you gave $100 to stay quiet after you chased him into the elevator going back up into the kitchen. And then adds, oh yeah, this incident was with a male escort. Wow. $100 though? $100 to stay quiet? If I'm paying $100 for somebody to stay quiet, I don't really want them to stay quiet. You know what I mean? That's just to say I did $100. That's insulting if we're being honest. Right, you know. Josh Hawley, you know what I mean? Oh no, they in the comments. I don't think anyone is surprised that Josh Hawley was harassing a male waiter or that he was caught making out with a male escort. He put out this photo after all. Hey, I too would be embarrassed if everybody saw my first kiss. You know what I mean? I know a first kiss when I see one, and we've all been there. Josh Hawley's attempts to be masculine come off like Neil Patrick Harris's attempts to be masculine on How I Met Your Mother, a mediocre show that goes on for years with people kind of liking it, even though everybody knows the star is gay. Hey, don't bring Doogie Howser into this. Don't bring Doogie Howser into this. No. He is Doogie Howser. He will always be Doogie Howser. By the way, Hunter Biden, is this why you was asking those questions to Don Lemon? You know Chef Joe?
On all the rest of us.
Well, it's mind-boggling because you're operating in a system that doesn't believe that you should exist, and then you're saying to yourself, like, I guess I shouldn't. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but it's crazy. So can we just gossip a little bit? Mm-hmm. Did you ever know anyone? Were there stories about him and call boys and hookers or any of that?
No. I mean, look, I'm just enough people that I've been around. It's just that it was kind of like accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, it's not just look.
Who else?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna like.
Who else?
I'm already in enough lawsuits, Don.
Allegedly.
Well,
yeah,
allegedly.
Allegedly, who else?
Allegedly, who else? I'm not going to do this.
Can you give me initials?
I'm not doing it. You give me. You know as well as I do. I mean, are you asking me if Josh Hawley's gay?
Yes.
Are you asking me if Stephen Miller's gay?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Are you asking me if Speaker Johnson's gay?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So let me just
give me another minute and I come up with 6 more names.
Man, he said a whole cabal, you know. The mind just gets carried away when you hear about a cabal. Happy birthday, honey, from Tim Scott. Go sit down. Please. Finding out that Stephen Miller's wife was effing Eric Swalwell was not on my 2026 bingo card. No. Y'all just getting carried away. Because I sat there and took all of the other scandals y'all done had this year and kept my lunch. Now you just daring me. Disgraced ex-rep Eric Swalwell had a fling with Stephen Miller's wife, Katie, when she was a 22-year-old intern, report reveals. The Capitol Hill blog Sources Say News released a new report on Thursday that has called attention to a surprising previous relationship between Swalwell, a 45-year-old Democrat tanked by abuse accusations, and Katie, the 34-year-old former advisor at the Department of Government Efficiency turned conservative podcast host. The fling occurred well before Katie married Stephen Miller, the controversial U.S. Homeland Security advisor and deputy chief of staff to President Donald Trump. A source close to Katie tells people that she was, quote, exactly the type of woman that Eric Swalwell was accustomed to targeting during their relationship. Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Turns out Katie Miller is very bipartisan. Yeah, that's the most cooperation with the Democrats we've seen from this administration all term. That's the most I've seen. Always distrusted Swalwell. Now I feel vindicated in that assessment. Also, Stephen Miller is getting his sloppy seconds. Okay, now, first of all, that's not fair because technically anything that Stephen Miller gets qualifies as sloppy seconds, whether he was first or not, just because it's Stephen Miller and he's involved. And second of all, brother, I just learned that Eric Swalwell slept with Katie Miller. That was the face right there. That was the face. Also, the Team America guy vomiting the green stuff. That also would be the face. Oh my Lord, what a delight on a rainy night. I genuinely laughed when I read this. She's such a nasty slob. Hey. Now, why would you say a thing like that? A fifth of tequila beauty queen. A fifth of tequila? Who's spending money on a fifth of tequila when the Mad Dog 2020 and Steel Reserve is right there? Come on, like you ain't never heard of Four Loko. I love this for Stephen Miller. She apparently slept her way to the middle. Not a fan, of course, but if I were him, my next play date with the baby would be at a DNA clinic. Hey, Stephen Miller, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. You don't gotta go to no DNA clinic. Nah, I ain't never seen genes strong as yours. I ain't seen your kids, but you should know whether or not they're your kids or not, because I've never seen no other human beings look like you. Imagine being Stephen Miller, looking in the mirror every morning at that hairline, then heading off to work knowing your wife slept with everyone on both sides of the aisle. I guess I can see why he's angry. Besides the whole Yahtzee thing. Well, see, but then it becomes a game of chicken or the egg. You know, which came first? The Yahtzee leanings or the hairline? You know what I mean? Which came first? Huh? Or the affair? You know what I mean? We juggling with which came first. Remember when Stephen Miller sprayed fake hair on his head to do an interview? Of course you do. Stephen Miller. What you think you Jaylen Brown? Huh? You think you Carlos Boozer? You just gonna pop out one day with hair? What you think you Trump? Bad news, Stephen Miller. You possess none of the attributes that would help Katie Miller forget about her hot, steamy fling with Eric Swalwell. Hey, come on. That's a low. Oh, you not finished? Strong physique, sense of humor, healthy head of hair, vibrant personality, towering stature, good dancer, protector. Stephen Miller, you got to fight back, Stephen Miller. This looking ugly. You got to fight back. Oh, I got you. I got one. How about Stephen Miller don't got charges? Stephen Miller don't got charges. So how about that? Oh, that's considered a negative in MAGA land? They like charges? Eric Swalwell's team argued that releasing the Fang Fang files could be viewed as DOJ weaponization, citing his past relationship with Katie Miller as part of that argument. Katie Miller confirmed to Sources Say News that she and Eric Swalwell had a relationship roughly a decade ago before her marriage. She also said she was unaware their past relationship had been discussed with the Department of Justice. After FBI Director Kash Patel signaled he planned to release files related to the Fang Fang investigation, Swalwell's attorneys argued the move would unfairly smear him. Sources Say News has learned Justice Department attorneys discuss efforts to prevent the files from being released, and sources say Attorney General Pam Bondi ultimately declined to authorize their release. Wait a minute. Eric Swalwell, you was bartering with the Katie Miller files? You was trying to negotiate the Katie Miller files to get you out of the Fang Fang thing? That's crazy. I would have thought the Katie Miller files coming public would be a reason you would resign by itself. Disgraced ex-congressman threatened to expose Katie Miller romance in DOJ dust-up. The past relationship surfaced because Swalwell's team allegedly leaned on it in a fight over Department of Justice records. FBI Director Kash Patel moved this year to release files documenting Swalwell's contact with suspected Chinese intelligence operative Christine Fang. That's Fang Fang? Okay, I got you. No, I'm paying attention. Swalwell's team argued the release was an attempt to weaponize the FBI and pointed to his history with Miller to press the point. Swalwell sent Patel a cease and desist letter branding the planned release a bid to smear him and sink his run for governor, and warning it could expose the FBI to legal liability.
Katie Miller has been caught with Eric fucking Swalwell. Eric Swalwell. Katie Miller with Eric Swalwell.
I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint.
Eric Swalwell, who would literally fuck a bag of Doritos. He would drug a bag of Doritos if he found it on the street and fuck it. That's the man she chose to be the cucktress to.
I'm sorry, did you say cucktress? That's a new one. Write that down. Write down cucktress. Also, we talking about the Cool Ranch or the Nacho Cheesier? Both.
And Stephen Miller was the recipient of the cuck. And I just think that's so beautiful. I think it's so beautiful that they've been married since 2018. She was pregnant literally all of last year. Katie Miller gave birth in June, meaning she's been pregnant for like 9-10 months prior to that.
Like, why have I been more nauseous this pregnancy? Why have I had more eczema this pregnancy?
Without question.
It's because it's more of my husband's genetic makeup than mine in this baby.
I'm too happy and giddy to be doing any sort of math right now. Katie Miller was found with Eric Mother Swalwell.
I move that the committee subpoena White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller.
It is a great time to be alive. Yes, Stephen Miller, he got what he'd always had coming for him, and so did Katie Miller.
Let me tell you this. The most brilliant person that I've met in my lifetime is your husband. He's scary, smart.
So nice. Well, thank God my kids have those genetics.
So I want to throw it back to April 10th, 2026. As somebody who normally doesn't believe all women, great way to start, Katie Miller. I believe her and the many lined up before her. Eric Swalwell's behavior was the worst kept secret on Capitol Hill. And I'm positive she was not the only intern. Katie Miller, were you also an intern when you had relationships with Eric Swalwell? Eric Swalwell, who is a sleep paralysis demon. If you're going to, first of all, if your husband's going to be Stephen Little Bitch Miller, ugh.
Not mayonnaise.
No.
It's the only thing my husband eats.
With French fries or like period?
Period.
Okay.
Not only that, but like, they're hotter on the hill. Let's be so real. Oh my God.
Woo, woo, woo. That was hot. That was hot. Katie Miller, was that really your attempt at a defense? That was really your attempt at a defense? Nah, that aged like milk. No, wait, that aged like that spray on that your husband did during that interview. While the reports of the women harassed and abused by Swalwell are deeply disturbing, the timing and intensity are questionable and alarming. The legacy media and the DC press corps knew about these allegations for over a decade. Women on Capitol Hill knew the type of man Eric was. That has persisted since my early days on the Hill in 2013. This was an open secret. He was drunk at bars with young women. Eric was an elected member of Congress who ran for president, yet the liberal elite media didn't peel back the curtain until it served their interests when he was close to the governorship. This would have never been the case if this were a Republican. It would never have served their interests. Katie Miller, first of all, that is as wayward and confusing a defense of Eric Swalwell I've ever heard. Y'all all knew who he was. I don't see what the big deal is. You know what I mean? Frankly, I think it's a statute of limitations. When you know about that for a decade, then you can't say nothing. You know what I mean? That's what and by the way, there are a number of Republicans elected and in the media, all with access to the internet. I would say all of them that could have felt free to peel back the layers, including yourself and your husband. Hey, the administration does a press conference every day. We not supposed to notice? I was an intern working on Capitol Hill. What type of work? What type of work was you doing? And what was your hours?
What do you mean? Katie Miller and Eric Swalwell? It's time for another episode of Real Villains of DC, Love is Blind and Unhinged. Bipartisan edition. TLDR, FBI Director Kash Patel was threatening to release some scandalous detail from the receipts of an investigation that was done into Eric Swalwell's intimate relationship with Christine Fang, who was a Chinese nationalist spy that cozied up to a bunch of political people like 10 years ago. But that was thwarted by Eric Swalwell, whose people said that it would look like he was retaliating against Eric Swalwell because of Eric Swalwell's former relationship with Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, when she was an intern on Congress. Oh my God, that's so much. This all dropped this evening from a Sources Say article by Juliegrace Brufke. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Stephen Miller has often been cited as a man that is closeted, and Hunter Biden didn't do much to refute that.
You know as well as I do. I mean, are you asking me if Josh Hawley's gay?
Yes.
Are you asking me if Stephen Miller's gay?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did this relationship between Katie Miller and Eric Swalwell continue through the beginnings of her marriage to Stephen Miller or to this day? I can't say. Katie Miller didn't say, but she did say a lot back when Eric Swalwell was accused of assaulting women and inappropriate behavior with interns and that whole thing. She had so much to say about the fact that this was not a well-kept secret, that everybody, in fact, did know about this. And Katie Miller responded to this article, the Sources Say article, by saying and confirming that she was a congressional intern. Is this all salacious gossip, much of which can't be proven? Yes. Do I feel bad about reporting it? No. These people should not get to continue having these types of sordid private lives while they publicly act like completely different people and ruin our lives. And I just don't think on principle that it's fair that they get to conduct these shadowy private affairs while they are continuing to act hypocritically, stealing away our rights and freedoms from us. That's not right. You should have no peace. And if nothing else, this is largely the confirmation that Katie Miller is existing on this earth, not having orgasms ever, at all. There's just a little bit of joy in that. You take it where you can get it, right? She certainly does. Cheap shot, but man, she deserves it, doesn't she? What a
Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederick Polk here. Reality, you can't be doing this to me now. I mean, I'm hanging on by a thread here, man. A lot of us are. You can't be doing this to me. Katie Miller dated Eric Swalwell? I mean, that tracks, but... And, I mean, now I got all these questions. And apparently he used his past relationship with her to get a case drop against a Chinese intelligence operative named Fang Fang?
Hey, I said the same thing, dog. I said the same thing. That's a real person, though.
How the hell am I supposed to write any damn satire after that? I can't do comedy with this. Fang Fang? Come on now. And then she went to Stephen Miller after him?
Now, wait a minute. You could also say she was so devastated that she didn't even want to engage in the game of love no more. She just decided to throw in a towel and take somebody who she knew would never leave. You could say that. It's all in the framing. It's all in the framing.
After Eric? Well, dang, man, how messed up is Eric Swalwell? You know she's carrying around Elon Musk's baby now.
I'm sorry. What's that? You said carrying Elon Musk, baby. I mean, they were in physical contact. And quite frankly, the chances of any woman that's in physical contact with Elon Musk carrying his baby is like 37, 38%.
Yeah. I mean, look at you just got to look at Stephen Miller. He's into that cuckold stuff, man. You know. I mean, what Elon's got about? He's closing in on 24 baby mamas. You know, she was with him, working with him, and all of a sudden she's not working with him, and then she's pregnant. Man, I grew up in East Tennessee. I know how all this works. You know, come on now. When's the reality show going to drop? That's what I want to know. You know, I mean, honestly, that could be like rating bananas. You know, no. See? Damn it, reality. This is the internet's job. Internet is supposed to do this stuff. I'm supposed to do this stuff, not you. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? I swear. On a Thursday night, reality interrupted my damn sunset. Would be a hell of a reality show, though. I'd probably watch it. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Keep the faith. Defend democracy. I'll see you later.
Reality do be crazy, don't it? It do be crazy. Now, to your point about Elon Musk, we did have a conversation about Elon Musk and Katie Miller, didn't we? Imagine that.
Katie Miller. Stephen Miller is the author, or one of the authors of Project 2025, and his wife Katie Miller is an equal piece of trash, but she works for the White House, and apparently she decided to leave her White House post to go work in the private sector with someone else who just announced that they're leaving government. Who just announced they're leaving the government? Oh, Elon Musk. So the rumor is that Elon Musk and Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, are having an affair. And if you want more juice, look on Twitter, because apparently Stephen Miller and Elon have been beefing. I don't know, I'm not on Twitter, I don't subscribe to that bullshit. But that's the word on the street, that Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, and Elon having a relationship, going off into the private sector together.
You know, that's probably why Ashley Sinclair had that smoke. That's probably why. That's exactly why. From Musk baby mama Ashley Sinclair, when Katie Miller said I was an intern working on Capitol Hill, she goes, Katie, you're no Monica Lewinsky. You have cackled as you and your pee-wee German-ass husband rip children into detainment for your Christian nation. By the way, since you only seem to care about misconduct and power imbalances when it comes to yourself, any comment on Boris Epstein, or am I going to have to do the honors again? Do the honors. You do the honors. Go ahead and do the honors. Anything that you can do to continue to distract us from the fact that you are, in fact, a Musk baby mom was good. You're doing good. You're doing good so far. But considering the fact that with both you and Katie Miller, we have connections being drawn to this. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know? But then again, I guess you see that, but then you look at Stephen Miller, and you're like, maybe that's a condition. Maybe that's a condition. Maybe you just find somebody that can work with that condition. Throw in Steve Bannon and Elon Musk. Girl got around. Nah, we not doing that. We not doing that. Hey, I don't got no love for Katie Miller. No, I refuse. I refuse.
No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. No. I refuse. No.
Katie Miller's resume. No. Steve Bannon? Don't you got a podcast? Any minute you spend on your podcast that ain't about surviving Steve Bannon is wasted. Ugliness is clearly her kink. Like thorough, inside out fugly. Inside out, outside in, however you want to carry it. This the same lady that got so much to say about everybody else? This the same lady who got so much to say about everybody else with that resume?
What I think you're seeing and what Karen is attesting to is that she is quite incompetent to do the job, right? This is what Republicans have been saying for years now, is that she is just another evidence that DEI doesn't work, whether that's in the White House in your press secretary role, or whether that's an air traffic controller, an air pilot, whether that's your doctor. You want to hire the best for the role, not just based on skin color. Jake, why did she get the job over John Kirby?
Well, why are we assuming that she, as a black LGBT, gay woman, is DEI, but a white woman who is behind the podium right now, which DEI initially started as affirmative action, which was about affirmatively hiring women and minorities? Why is one DEI and the other is not?
Why did she get the job over John Kirby? Because as everyone has said this week, she is woefully incompetent.
She had the job long before John Kirby.
I will just say she used to be a commentator on CNN, then she was one on MSNBC. Mm-hmm. And she was good at that. I'm without getting into the job I thought she did as press secretary. I thought it didn't seem crazy to me because she was eloquent as a commentator.
Why is she trained every 4 sentences to say she is a black, queer, LGBTQ woman? Because that's how she's been promoted her entire career.
Katie Miller racking up the points. Every time y'all do a full box, y'all just make somebody look worse. And the fact is, it's hard to tell which one because they all started where they started. I thought I had bad taste in men, but Katie Miller, thank him for making me feel like a winner, girl. Honestly, she making us all feel like winners today. She making us all, except it's a couple incels probably that had hope, looking at Steve Bannon, that it'd be a future for them in politics that now probably are down bad. You know what I mean? So moment of silence for them. But no, we all looking good. As far as your whole thing about, I thought I had bad taste in men. I mean, she out there with Hope Hicks. She out here with Hope Hicks now. I didn't think anybody was ever going to see Hope Hicks. I thought that Hope Hicks was going to be the Usain Bolt of poor taste in men. But here go Katie Miller blowing her out the water. So Katie Miller F. Eric Swalwell, walking STD Steve Bannon, her current ugly Yahtzee F. husband Stephen Miller, and South African space Yahtzee Elon Musk. Some people sleep their way to the top, but she slept her way to the bottom of the evolutionary ladder. And the bottom of Adult Friend Finder. Just all the people left over who normally just be talking to themselves in the DMs. That's where she at. Those who speak the loudest are the same ones that participate. MAGA always tells on themselves, don't they? They always tell on themselves, don't they? Characterizing other people as being criminal within this administration, moving how they moving, giving out the pardons they're giving out. Then they always want to talk about, what was that? Family values. That's what we found on the corner. That's how we started now, isn't it? Family values, the fathers in the home, and all of the family, the nuclear family. And how about that? Is there anyone in DC Katie Miller hasn't? Hey, dog, yeah, sign me up.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
No, that didn't. No, stop that. The look you make when you realize everyone in DC has tagged that before you. Hey, why you ain't put my name on that list? You can't say that about her because I will never admit to that. And I got tens of thousands more behind me. No, you can't go there with it. We would never. No, not. You can give me the Mad Dog, the Four Loko, and the Fifth of Tequila. It ain't happening. Who will Katie Miller's next fling be? Stephen Chung, John Fetterman, Quasimodo. Those are different people. Are those all nicknames?
House set bribe, house set abuse. Senate bent, cut him loose.
Oh, they done gave you the Lego treatment.
Owner cash, MAGA fear. That is how they kept him here.
Oh.
No real spine, no clean air. Kim built himself that cuck chair.
Did I say cuck chair? Stephen Miller, that did look comfortable though. You look, yeah. That looked good on you.
He put his wife in the cuck chair. Front row trapped in shame so glare.
Well, Stephen Miller, y'all did want to free up AI, didn't you? Y'all did want to free up AI. That was your agenda. I ain't got it. And wait till they get Steve Bannon in there. What's that? Oh, they can't do Steve Bannon? Oh, because that'll be X-rated. Okay, I got you. Yeah. You can't put that on YouTube, Steve Bannon. That makes sense. Even thinking about it makes me feel like I should be restricted.